Freedom Tour 2023, episode 39. Today's episode is going to be all about Raid. So those of you who are tired of hearing me talk about personal stuff or non-Raid related, there'll be no Israeli-Palestine conflict in this. There will be no mental health awareness. We did that yesterday. Let you know my thing, which, by the way, was not to call anyone else. Right? Odd one just, yeah, see? You didn't even think about it. Yeah, odd one, yeah. They're hating on the free-to-play. Sorry, odd one just responded in content creator. Yeah, like they just skipped. Anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, I just wanted to, I'm not hating on anyone. It was disappointing. I know there's huge reasons for everything. Look, I could go the other way. I don't want anyone to be like, oh, those guys or anything. It was my fault with Hell Hades. If I would have been on the receiving end of that with someone, I would have been like, what is wrong? Are you like, I don't have time for you this, right? Like I would be like, it's kind of insulting. And if, you know, in the case of Ash, we legit had we already recorded both sides of it. I published mine, and then the next day he was going to publish his, and that's when shit hit the fan for 3 or 4 days. And you get busy, right? And then you get new ideas and new stuff. So it's not about calling it out. It's just saying like that was disappointing. And same with, I was just upset. I was just sad, not upset, disappointed, because I wanted to work with Darth, and I wanted to before his channel blew up, and I think he got really busy. Like he's got 3 channels that he's hitting up content for, and he's getting tens of thousands of views on, and he's streaming for hours at a time to 2,700 people, and so I'm okay. But it was still disappointing, and that's why. And when I say anxious, that's just the best feeling I can describe. It's not like I'm crippling. It's not like people have full fear of planes. Like someone says collab and I curl up in a ball. It's just like I get this. Do I want to do this? Right. My preference. I prefer. I've always loved it more. Was the round table that Saffron we used to do. That's a collab I like, because then it's a free flow of ideas based on one person kind of channeling that. I always like those better. Because if there's someone that you don't quite jive with, you're not just stuck there kind of, how do we match energies, right? Because there's 4 or 5 people, and you can find someone to match energies, and typically you're matching energies with the host, in that case Saf, and Saf was pretty good at keeping everyone in that same world. Anyway, as I said, I was gonna know this is a raid video about Raid only. So they just skipped double sacreds to jump right into double voids. I just mentioned it in the content creator chat, and they're just laughing. I guess there's no set rule that says you have to do anything. Like they don't have to do it in any order, but they've done that order for 3 years now. Until now, right? A couple times they've hijacked it by doing a triple summons and that sort of thing. But as you can see on the screen, they just decided to go right to double voids. They're just so excited to try to make money because they know that voids is the only place they make money. Big money, obviously. So there's summon rush, doubling the chances of legendary and epic champions for void shards. I have 6, I think. Woo! From 8 Friday to Sunday, 10x Sify. My God, I know I only have 6, but if I pulled Sify on my alt and don't have her on my main, I might pull. I can't. Nope. I was gonna say I might pull my main's shards, but we're not gonna do that. We're holding to those till Christmas. Though I'm sure they'll do 10 more Sifis between now and then. Here's how it works, and that's not all. There's a champion chase tournament. Well, you always do a champion chase. Well, thanks for doing what you always do. It's like they almost want to be congratulated. I don't know. Be interested to hear how Jay Gigs takes that. My favorite thing, I don't know if you've noticed it, is Jay Gigs is silently mocking every thumbnail for Void or for shard pulls ever. Every time he does a shard pull, because he's always like, you'll never guess what happened, account changing, all that stuff, and half the time he just gets all rares. He's next level. He's next level. You guys don't even understand. So what do we do? What's happening in Raid? What is happening with us and what's the announcements? Is that just the technical maintenance? That was probably because they originally said 10x Necrit by mistake. So here's what we've been doing. Venom Age is now 6-star. We were able to plow through. I was gonna stop. You're like this thing. Yeah, but I'm leaning so far over because it's how my screens are set up. So why don't I center myself? There we go. There we go. Now I'm centered. There we go. That feels better. So I was gonna stop spending gems and start stockpiling. I was gonna open up the mine, but then I did get enough food to open with the free 5-star chicken from one of the I'm gonna be doing this a lot where I'm trying to get the position of the mic to my liking. Anyway, we got Veno. Veno's 6-star now, so we're working on masteries. So I did use gems to get this to be able to run Minotaur. She won't necessarily have full health a lot, I think. I usually just always do this. See, the thing is if she's gonna have lifesteal of any type, then she's gonna heal herself at the first War Monster proc you get once we get down there. So this is really not gonna help. She's gonna be attacking with full health, I think, more often than... Honestly, probably neither, right? Because boss will hit her, she'll lose some health, then she'll attack, but it's gonna be a 1-to-1. Let me know in the comments down below, which way do you go here? Because it's not like there's anything here that's useful for her. Oh dear. Oh lordy. The shield breaker's not useful because we're not dealing with... And that's technically, I guess, for the Magic Affinity Potion Dungeon. Increases damage inflicted by 5 when attacking. I think she'll have less than 50% health more often than... Because she'll attack at 40%, heal herself up. Then she'll get slammed, and then she's down to below. See, so this will hopefully pay off. I don't know. I don't know. I missed the chest. This is important because I don't always get my 4th key in because of work. And because of the... Oh, we got an ancient shard. Sweet. So it's actually... This is good for me to get her going. Once we get her masteries completed, which will take a little bit, but once we get her masteries completed, I think that's really going to change it's going to give me enough to 3 key. Right? Because I'm doing about 5 to 6 million, 5 to 7 million each run. And I typically get 2 runs on Void in the morning right now. So I feel like feel like we're gonna, cause see there she's not attacking with full health, right there, but now she is at full health, but now she's gonna get hit, so she's never at 100% health, right? Even that's just a slight percentage off, but I don't have a healer right now, so this is the right call. That was the right call. See, I mean, she's getting no 5% bonus on either side, but eventually she's gonna be below 50% health. But here, every third turn, if she's not the stun target, then we are missing that. Excuse me. So anyway, once she gets her T6s and she's starting to get more master procs, that's gonna give us some extra damage. I think it'll give us 1 million or so. How much is it? It's like 82. So if she's getting 10 hits, she's getting 6 of those 10 hits. Maybe it won't be quite 1 million, but I think it'll be enough with her generally, her damage. I think it'll be enough for us to 3-key Brutal. I hope it'll be enough to 3-key Brutal, because we need 3-key Brutal. And now we're going to do Kaioku next. Unless we pull Seifi tomorrow with our 6 shards. Babe, if you have shards, it's Void this weekend. I know we just talked about this last night. It's like, do we have anything to pull this weekend? I was like, no. I think it's Duex Sacreds. And she's like, oh, I only have like 3 and I have 2. But now we have 6. So I don't know how many I don't know how many voids she has. We might do void pulls on Saturday. I mean, why not, right? But that's going to take a little bit because I don't think I'll have enough gems and energy combination to finish her masteries quite yet. Oh, we got a super slam. That happens half the time. It shocks me how many times Kale gets critted with a 15% chance for Demon Lord to get crit. Well, we'll replay it. So let's talk about some early game observations I've felt playing this game. So the first one is your starter should always be your first 6-star. And this is something I agree with. And I know some people would have taken Sun Wukong and been like, no, he's got to be the first to 6-star. And if you had Rhonda, oh no, 6-star Rhonda first, etc., etc. Ninja's the exception. Ninja, if you're around that time, absolutely that guy was the first 6-star. The reason why I say that it is still correct and why I've actually changed my mind on Elhain to Kale as the best starter. Even though Elhain's, in my opinion, better through that. I crap on Kale all the time. But because there are so many champions you get in the game, and typically you're getting a nuker like Sun Wukong as your freebie, that kind of replaces your Elhain. So Sun Wukong, in my opinion, would be a better champion to build out than Elhain because they offer similar roles. They're not clan boss. They're centrically focused on AoE damage arena, and that's where they run into the late game. So after the Sun Wukong thing, we'll see what the next freebie is, but maybe then I would kind of lean back towards Elhain. But right now, having Kale, Sun Wukong as your 2 champions that you have 5 days into the game or 6 days into the game, that's a pretty strong combination because Kale can help boss level damage because of poisons, and Sun Wukong can help with wave level because he does more damage. And typically you're not putting him in here, which means you're putting him in like Savage Gear or Instinct Gear. It was very fortuitous that the Instinct Gear was happening when it was. So, you know, in this case, Kale actually is the better starter, clearly. I think it's more of a push outside of that. So you have already higher damage than last time. Also, at some point, we're going to be able to take Veno. We're going to be able to take Stag out because Veno's landing that decreased attack, decreased defense. But I won't be able to do that until I get her fully booked, because I don't want to run the risk of not having either. They'll see Kale got the early hit again. Who'd have thunk it? Stagnite holding out. 7.2 seconds. So like we're all over the place. If this is our damage now from 5.9 to 7.27, and Veno's going to get an extra, say, 500,000, that's going to help us immensely. Especially, you can see, like I said, Brutal, we're 2 keying on Void, and then the third key will be someone else. So I'm happy. I'm happy with this. So my first, okay, so back to new player things. Always, as it stands, I would say pick Kale. Aethel might not be a bad little switcheroo, but pick Kale and 6-star him first. Cheaper to book out, better on dungeon bosses, so you need him anyway, right? You're gonna need him for Dragon early on. You're gonna need him for Spider even. Then your freebie champion, whoever you're getting. Make sure when you're starting a new account to get a freebie champion. I like Deacon. Mordecai, if you're on Android, is another solid choice because it gives you an immediate HP burn. In my particular case, I wish I could turn back time and switch Deacon over to Mordecai. Not because Deacon won't be helpful on the account, but because I pulled Stag so early, and Stag is just a little bit more helpful because that decreased attack. Wait for 2x on your things. I don't, and see, I'm out of charts. The reason why I was able to 6-star Veno is because I was able to cheat by pulling some ancient shards. I didn't get anything but rares and 1 epic, and I used that epic as food because it was Bushi. I got 4. I got 4 void shards, by the way. So I would say, like, don't be afraid to open up a few ancient shards. You really want to save that first bulk, having 40 of them and being able to pull and get some really good epics out of those ancient shards, and then being able to get just yeeting a single sacred and getting Kyoku was, of course, really good for the account. And so my suggestion is save your ancient shards, but I don't listen to my own opinion. I don't listen to my own advice. Don't forget the challenges. There's some good stuff here, especially around the rare and epic books. I would not kill yourself for this arena. I also learned when I did this one, don't kill yourself over this, right? And keep it in mind, like, you need a 5 or 6-star regen set. So if you have a flat stat regen that you get from something a 5-star, like while you're doing other stuff, hold on to that until after you've completed these challenges. I do have a couple Lego books still sitting, waiting to be... this is going to take some time. Champions, Force. Yeah, this is just... Don't force yourself. Don't force yourself. Don't force yourself into these. Do not force yourself to do this. It's not worth it. You'll get it when you have a Force champion worth upgrading. Like, I have a Force champion. I mean, I have 2. I have Zergala, no, but I have Mordecai. But I don't need Mordecai to be 6-star right now. And I could have done him instead of Veno just to get that done. But it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. For 1 Lego book, and I think this, what is this? 50k. Ooh, 50k silver. But don't forget about these either, because there is some good resources to have. Never forget your missions, right? We're probably gonna do this today, because the reality is this is gonna eat some energy, but the flip side of it is I'm gonna get 150 energy back. I'm gonna get 2 5-star speeds pieces. I have to run this anyway because I'm short. So that's going to give me potentially, like, there's a lot of resources locked behind this. I can do Dragon's Lair. Yeah, so this is all, when it's open, the magic keep, right? So this is all good. This is, that's a lot of resources locked behind that. But if you don't, if you were able to rattle off and you get to the point where you can't do that Ice Golem Peak thing, and I would never do the minimum. It used to be you had to do it on that stage, and there's a couple that still do. So watch that, but always do the highest stage because it gives you the better chance to get that 5-star, 6-star. I was trying this out. This is actually before I 6-starred Veno. Just thinking the extra poisons might be a better landing spot to reduce the amount of times the boss hits me. I don't know if it was better or worse. But we were able to survive, and it gives Veno some XP. So please don't. Oh, good. Why do you gotta kill Veno? Why didn't she revive? She won't revive here either. She'll cleanse. Oh, she didn't cleanse first either. Must have been cooldown. Oof. So I'm using this instead of Kyoku. I think I need Kyoku in here. If I put Kyoku in here, then maybe I don't need Reliquary Tender. But Reliquary Tender actually is helping the heals, so I don't know. I was hoping to use Veno here to just to give Veno more XP. But if Veno can't stay alive to add to the fight, like Kale's just a boss. He's just holding up. He's like, yeah, hit me with your best shot, fire away. No, I was just kidding. Stop hitting him, Kale. You dipshit idiot. Holy, so that's what we would have lost that if he would have landed the reduce heal. Yeah, if you pick Kale as your starter, those poisons, as much as they never land when you want them to, it's still gonna be really good. You can replace him with Frozen Banshee eventually on Dragon, unless you need him for waves. So, hopefully you have like a Sun Wukong strong enough to clear waves with the decreased defense on him, or some other combination of. I think that'll be really helpful because I believe that Frozen Banshee, other than the AoE, when it gets to the boss, Frozen Banshee has the poison sensitivity, has a turn meter manipulation, and some poisons. So she could be potentially better than Kale on boss level because Kale's so inconsistent, but Kale's clearly going to be way better in waves. So it just depends on your team as to whether or not you can swap out. But there's so many champions with poison now that it's hard to say how long you'll need your Kale. For me, Kale's already 1 foot out the door. And I'm probably going to turn him into a wave nuker. Because that's what I need. And I only have 1 wave nuker. And I have, that does double. Like I need 2 AoEs, right? Sun Wukong kind of has that because he has the splash damage. And then he has his big hitter. His A3. So we can kind of use him. But that's all I have. So I need him and his AoE. Right, his A2 right now. If I were to pull a champion that could replace that AoE wave with a stronger AoE, like a legendary champion, then I probably wouldn't use Kale at all. Eventually, right? Knowing that Frozen Banshee eventually is going to take a spot in the clan boss team. But I don't have that. And Miscreated Monster just doesn't quite hit hard enough. Plus, I would really love books to be able to get this down to a 3-turn cooldown. I will need that for Spider 20, pretty much, along with Mordecai, because Mordecai would be weak affinity, so I really need those shields up. And as you can see, we've been getting unlucky by putting some stuff here and here. So we still need 2 books for him to get that down to the 4 turn that I need it to be. And then we need Arminger, and we need him faster so we can get this Riptos, which is really good. He also needs 1 more book for this. This isn't bad. I would turn this off in Spider early on and then bring it back when you know you're fast enough. Like, you get him above 200. You can let him use this block revive. Even every second turn. It's not going to hurt you. If you have 2 Armingers, I did a 2 Arminger comp forever on my free-to-play account that I gave away. Because it was just so easy, right? You can build them and you can book them. I'm holding off on booking them now just so I don't have to, because that 3-turn cooldown's nice. But I would just lock him out so that he's only using his A1 on the Spider for now. So I don't think I need Arminger 6-star because this isn't dependent on his, like, he won't get anything more from level. It's just more survivability from his level. So, but what I really could use is that I could just use some gear on him, like some accessories on him. And I think he'll be survivable. I just need to make sure his HP's at the point where he's not the one being attacked by the spiderlings. And I think that'll help me progress as it is. Plus, we have him. Now, I want to get that crit rate a little higher. I don't like it being quite so low. I mean, we have, like, this one would be maybe a good... A good way to be disappointed. Get a 3rd one there. I don't even have any ores. Wow. Way to, like... That's probably the biggest kick in the teeth. Like, double flat. That's why people hate you, Plarium. I mean, I lose accuracy. He doesn't really need accuracy right now. I'd like this. It doesn't have to be 100%. I would like it around 70% would be nice total. And I would like to get him a banner, so they're kind of hand in hand with each other. He could definitely use masteries for more damage. Having War Master proc, does War Master proc on an AOE? Will it only proc on one enemy, or is it just a one-time chance to proc on multiple enemies? And does Giant Slayer act differently? I don't really know, because he's not really a Giant Slayer guy. He's a War Master guy. Or do I give him ignore deep? Do I give him ignore 25% chance because it's all the... Yeah, I think that's what I would do, right? For masteries. I'm over here. Or do we do Flawless Execution on him eventually? Which just gives him more crit damage. Do we use Helm Smasher? Because he's hitting like a dozen spiderlings. That'll help that shield quite a bit. Because I think War Master proc will only proc on one. So if it procs on the Spider Queen, then yes, that's good. But if anyone else, it's not nearly as impactful. And the Giant Slayer is a 30% chance. It doesn't really say... Damage can occur on each hit of a skill. But it doesn't really say... If it can proc on multiple enemies. I think it's a 1 chance. Why can I not remember that? Excuse me. Let's test it. I need to know. We all need to know. These are the things we need to know. Don't tell me. I'll figure it out. There's so much there. I can't read it. Kills will be better because it'll just be damage. There's only one. There's only one extra hit, and that extra hit was on the Queen. 1 extra hit. Was that an extra hit there, though? See, it's 16605. That's the War Master proc. Okay. None. So it's got to be a one-off, right? And then I don't know how it decides who to put it on. Is it the one you target? So there you go. War Master, 60% chance it'll proc once. I assume it'll proc on the target. Yeah, see, it procced on the spider, not any of the spiderlings, because the spider's who I'm targeting. So okay, so we've answered that question. See, you guys say I don't do any raid related stuff when I play my game. So then Miscreated Monster's best hit would either be Flawless Execution to give me extra crit damage, probably the better of the two. But we could argue, because having the ally attack is pretty good, we can actually give him less crit damage and give him more HP. And I think that'll work better in this scenario. If we're not using him for dungeons, we're only using him here. That's probably a better scenario for us. Ooh, crit damage accuracy, that's pretty good. So I feel like I've built him wrong because we have too much crit damage. Now, for those who don't know, and I've said it before, other content creators, there's a flaw in the system by which ally attack damage calculations are based off the person who's doing the ally skill. The damage comes onto him based on his crit damage. Why this is, I don't know. Why they haven't fixed it, because it's not money related. Notice how quickly Corpulent Cadaver got fixed compared to this sort of fatal, shouldn't it be, shouldn't ally protection, like if you read what ally protection does, the caster champion takes 25 or 50% of direct damage inflicted upon the target champion. Self-inflicted damage does not trigger this effect. Each champion uses its own defense value for mitigating damage. So basically, it calculates the damage and halves it on all the people that are allied. And then it takes all that damage and gives it to, supposedly, all that damage goes to the one with the ally attack. But it can crit based on his crit damage. And they've proven this. And I don't think it takes all the damage either. So like on Clan Boss, if you have ally attack and each guy gets hit for 30,000, so it should have been 60,000. That's what, 120,000 that should go on the other on the ally protect caster. That does not happen. It's not how it works that I'm aware of. But I know that crit damage is calculated based on his crit damage on the ally attack, which is why it's broken. It's why Sir Nick's broken. It's why he's broken. Kaoku doesn't matter because she's got when she has ally protect up, she probably has her block damage up. So maybe we need to not have crit damage gloves on him. Maybe instead we got to have crit rate gloves, and we need to bump his HP, focus his HP more than we focus his crit damage. Because while it'll create a safer shield, like maybe Maybe this, if we can get that, if we can get it to land on HP. I don't have much silver left right now, but if we could get this to land on HP, that would help him, right? Or, I mean, you can still have some crit damage, so if this lands on crit damage, that would help him. Or speed would be nice, too. And I'd be curious to see how much damage difference that would be. Because he needs more HP. He needs an HP banner. I'm not worried about him landing his stuff right now. We'll worry about that later. Anyway. What else do we got here? I think I did all my quests. Because I always do them the night before. Because I'm stupid. I still got 10 days to get my free void, my free sacred. That's... I mean, they skipped double sacreds. So maybe that means I'll be able to get my double sacreds. I'll have a third one. Maybe by then Dr. Matt can stop saving lives and start saving my life and give me 2 extra sacreds. Excuse me. I should have a... That's one thing I don't like about this mic. It doesn't have a mute. Because it's not that... There's nothing in the mic. The mic is just creating the sound. Just capturing this. I'm creating the sound. It's just capturing it. I do have a mute over there, but that's not in a great place. I really wish I would have grabbed a longer... This is a 2 meter. I should have grabbed the 4 meter, but I felt like 4 meter was too long. But then I could have put the thing down there. The XLR external thingy. I don't know what I'm just rambling at this point. But that's the same as every video. We're gonna cut her done. So there you go. Let's give a recap. Veno is now 6-star. We're working on it. We're working on getting her her masteries. The next one up will be Kyoku. I think it's the right idea, the right answer. And then it'll be Deacon. And then it'll be Frozen Banshee. And then it'll be Ayla. Frozen Banshee. No, Ayla, then Frozen Banshee. I'm not in a hurry with Frozen Banshee. I definitely want Frozen Banshee to replace Kale. But because Kale does the job he does, I don't need that to happen anytime soon. So I can keep pushing that off until I get all the other champions I want done. And then probably maybe Arminger. But hopefully by then I'll have other champions that we'll want to talk about. Because, you know, Reliquary Tender, absolutely. She's integral right now, so I should probably look at her. Apothecary, though I'm only using him as a speed boost, I definitely would love to open up his banner so that he's even faster until such a time as I can replace him with Golden Reaper. I would rather be using Golden Reaper in Arena, but the reality is, and I could use her without, I could probably use her without books, but the reality is that there's other champions that I need to level up first. So maybe after all those other champions, if I don't have another must-build champion, we'll look at getting Golden Reaper up to 6-star, and then we'll use her. The advantage of her is she's a slightly better base speed, right? And even at a 4-turn cooldown, that's fine, because if you have to use any of her skills more than once, you've probably already lost in Arena. But she also has this decreased attack. Even at 50%, it'll be nice. And she has this random cooldown thing. So I think she'll be more useful overall than Apothecary in Arena. Although he does have a heal on a 2-turn cooldown. So that's there's an argument to be made. And because he's booked, he's got 3-turn cooldown on this. But if we're not using him in Arena, then maybe we can build him a little tankier. I'm just giving him, like, speed right now. What else do we need? We need some accessories for Armiger so we can start using him in Spider. That'll be a big progression piece for us. And also we need the books. We need a couple epic books to land on his A3. That's very important to us so we can get the 100% and the cooldown. And then we're going to need to start booking our Venomage because we can't take out Stag Knight until this is 100%, because I don't want to run the risk of... I have 2 decreased attack champions. Well, actually, you know what? That's not true. I can probably do it before, because we use Deacon, who's got a decreased defense, and we use Stag Knight, who's got... Or, sorry, we use Kyoku, who's got a weaken and a decreased attack. So maybe we don't. Maybe we turn this off and just have her placing her heal reduction poison, and then keeps hitting that, activating 2 poisons. I'll have to test both. What did I put on you? Ignores 5% of the target's resistance. That makes sense, right? On her A1. Default skill. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, so that's it. And boy, we hit 40 minutes again. I'm sure that's the other reason why no one's watching these anymore, but that's okay. For those of you who are, appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to be making a video. For those of you who are members, you will hopefully tonight get a special video of a I built them so you don't have to. For the rest of you, that will launch probably Friday night. And for the rest of you and all of you watching, please be kind, be safe. We'll see you in the next video.